In April 1917, the United States declared war on Germany as a result of both the Zimmermann telegram and unrestricted submarine warfare targeting American ships. Later on that year, America also declared war on the Austro-Hungarian Empire. However, the Ottoman Empire, an important part of the Central Powers, was left well alone by the United States. Which raises the obvious question, why? Why didn't the US declare war on the Ottomans? So, as you'll know, the First World War expanded rapidly due to the web of alliances and obligations that dragged more and more nations into the conflict. The United States, though, had no such obligations, and so was in no rush to expand its war out of some notion of solidarity. This is why the US later declared war on Austria-Hungary. The official reason was that the US now saw the Vienna government as a vassal of Germany, and thus complicit in the crimes of Germany, but the actual reason was Italy. The Central Powers were rapidly advancing, and Italy lost 300,000 soldiers in 3 weeks. This led to the Italian Prime Minister resigning and Britain and France sending troops to reinforce the area. American military leaders believed that they would need to send troops in soon as well, and so pushed for a declaration of war so that could happen. With the Ottoman Empire, though, there was no such worry. By the end of 1917, the British and its empire's troops had pushed the Ottomans back to here. As a result, many US politicians and generals believed that the Ottomans were no longer a threat, and so American involvement there was pointless. Beyond this, the American government had little involvement in the region, and its interests weren't served by deploying troops to fight there. They wanted no territory from Constantinople, and America's primary concern of Britain, France and Italy defaulting wasn't reliant on the Ottoman front. As such, Wilson's government opted to focus on Germany in the west and the Austro-Hungarians in Italy. Beyond this, there were 2 other reasons why America didn't declare war. The first was that US-Ottoman relations weren't actually too bad, barring them no longer talking to each other, that is. America sat outside the Ottoman geopolitical neighbourhood, and so Wilson believed that they could act as a counterbalance to European meddling after the war. The British, French, Russians and Greeks had actively fought against them, whereas Germany and Austria had brought them into a doomed war. As such, it was hoped that the Ottomans would turn to the only power that didn't try to fight them after the war, and this would hopefully open up American markets to the Middle East. The second reason was that many in the State Department and military remembered that during the American-Philippine War, the Ottoman Sultan, who was also the Caliph of Mecca, used his influence to convince many Muslims in the Philippines from rebelling against the United States. As such, many Americans were grateful but also cautious. The Ottoman Sultan had infamously declared the First World War to be a religious war against the Entente. And if the US were to fight against Constantinople, then those in the Philippines who had heeded the Sultan's words before may do so again. And the US didn't want another rebellion whilst trying to deal with Germany. Which is why the two never fought, or really even acknowledged each other's existence throughout the war. Thank you for watching, with a special thanks to my patrons, James Bisonet, Sky Chappelle, Kartoitska, Marcus Arsner, Yu Duan Wang, Anthony Beckett, Blue Cardinal, AF Firefly, Spencer Lightfoot, YN Hockey, Captain Psydog, Alex Schwinn, Gustav Swan, The McWhopper, Robert C. Perkins, Castle Bravo, Michael Holbert, Shuenin, Marvin Cassow, Rod D. Martin, Spinning 3 Plates, Andy McGeehee, Kumun Yoon, Mirza Ahmed, Maggie Petskowski, Danny Atanasio, Calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard, Nova Historia, Copper Tone, Words About Books Podcast, Winston Kaywood, Remco Heusman, Jim Strumberg, Charles I, Lord Beak, Betkabot and Mohammed Al-Kakani.